All right, so this lesson, I just want to show you how we go from miles per hour to meters per second. And I want a conversion in your head so you can imagine when I say 25 meters per second, roughly how many miles per hour that actually is. But what I really want to do is have you see the power of multiplying by 1. So let's try this. 25 miles per hour. Well, I'm going to start messing with this and I'm going to multiply by 1 over and over and over again until I have it in meters per second. Let's try. 25 miles per hour. Let's convert the hours first. So what do I multiply by to start changing? Do you know? How many things in an hour? Well, you might not know how many seconds in an hour, but I bet you know how many minutes. And that's 60 minutes in an hour. That means 60 minutes over an hour, or 1 hour over 60 minutes, that's 1. And I can go ahead and multiply by that. But I want to cancel the hours, so where should the hours go, top or bottom? Excellent answer. Hours go on the top. They cancel then, minutes on the bottom. So what numbers do I put here to turn this into 1? Well, I put 1 hour is the same as 60 minutes. Got it? Far out. Now what do? I multiply by another form of 1. In this case, I want to change minutes into seconds. So minutes goes on the top, seconds on the bottom. The minutes will cancel, but what numbers do I put in here? 1 minute is the same as 60 seconds. Excellent. Now I've converted hours into seconds, moving right along. Now I want to convert miles to meters. Well, that's not an easy thing to do, but I do know how many feet are in a mile. Do you know how many feet are in a mile? Surprising how few people do. But which goes on top? Which goes on the bottom? Mile is on top here, so if mile goes on the bottom here, feet on the top then, and to make it 1 mile is the same as 5,280 feet. Continue multiplying. Well, now I want to get down to inches. How many inches in 1 foot? I'm going to multiply by 1. Feet obviously goes on the bottom, so it cancels. I'm sorry, the mile canceled a mile, so I have that out. Feet cancels feet. Inches are up here. What numbers do I put in to make it 1? Well, we know 12 inches is the same as 1 foot. Now we're in inches. We're going to go over here and convert inches to centimeters. Now you might not know this, but there's 2.54 centimeters in every single inch. That's our conversion factor here. So we multiply. We have to remember inches are on top over there, so if I want them to cancel, inches need to go on the bottom here, centimeters here. So 2.54 centimeters in 1 inch. Got it? Lovely. So the inches now have canceled. I'm at 2.54 centimeters. Now, how many centimeters in a meter? Well, not everybody knows this, but think about it. How many cents in a dollar? 100. So there's 100 centimeters in a meter. So centimeters, what form of ones? We want centimeters to cancel. So centimeter cancels centimeter to meters. How do I make this 1? 1 meter is the same as 100 centimeters. Now we can move. Now we have seconds on the bottom, meters on the top. So this is how I would convert 25 miles per hour into meters per second. On your calculator, you are going to multiply all the numbers you have on the top. Then you are going to divide over and over again by every number you have on the bottom. Skip the ones because that doesn't change anything. So 25 times 5,280 times 12 times 2.54. Press equals. You should have a little over 4 million there. Now we're going to start dividing. So press divided by 60, divided by 60, divided by 100. So 25 miles an hour equals 11 meters per second. So rough equivalent. How how does 11 relate to 25? Well, it's just about half. So when I'm talking miles an hour, and I'm converting that to meters per second, roughly close to cut it in half. If I cut 25 in half, that's 12.5. And you'll see, that's not very different from 11. And the idea is just to have it in your head. Miles per hour, cut that in half, and that's what we're talking about, meters per second. So if I'm going 30 meters per second, roughly how many miles per hour am I going? I'll give you a second. 30 meters per second is half of the miles per hour. So close to 60 miles an hour. Doesn't have to be exact, but it gives you an idea of what we're talking about. Okay? Thank you very much, and don't forget, multiplying by 1 is a really neat thing. And all of these that I'm multiplying by, they all equal 1. So I have not changed the value of this at all. All I've done is change the units. And I hope you recognize that's a pretty powerful thing to be able to do. Physics rocks. See you next time.